few showers are still falling across the state line, and that'll continue for at least the next hour. It's not so much snow anymore. It's a little more in the way of sleet and freezing rain working in, and that'll be the theme going into Saturday morning. Snow shower-wise, picked up about 3 inches of snowfall thus far in Rockford, according to the Rockford Airport. Some readings around much of the state line show generally about 3 inches of snow. Capering a little below that as of right now. We'll continue to keep an eye out for any other readings that we see throughout the course of this evening and into tomorrow as that snow and sleet continue to accumulate. So looking at satellite and radar showing a lot of snow, but these brighter colors are indications that there's sleet moving in. We have some ground reports from that from viewers across the state line as well as from the National Weather Service. So now getting within that wintry mix, we'll see sleet and some freezing rain as the atmosphere continues to warm on up. We do have some drier conditions trying to work in, however. As we zoom out on satellite and radar, you can see that the dry slot of the storm has really ramped on up, essentially shutting off showers across a lot of Minnesota and into Iowa. We still have enough moisture for right now that I think we'll get some patchy sleet and freezing drizzle, and there may be some time tonight where we get completely dry conditions or just a very light freezing drizzle. You can see on the water vapor satellite where all the moisture is, and that punch of very dry air still working towards us. Eventually that'll help quiet showers down. So I think the rest of the night, steady rain and freezing rain will be off to our southeast. We will continue to have these little patches of sleet early, then more in the way of very light freezing drizzle or drizzly conditions. Eventually by the late morning tomorrow, we see this area of scattered flurries near the Dakotas work in closer towards us. So we'll start into those winter weather advisories through 6 o'clock. That's because we're still expecting some minor accumulations of ice and sleet tonight and then strong winds as of tomorrow. You can see on future track, not quite handling that dry slot all that well, really not showing those drier conditions working in yet. I just wanted to show that to illustrate that we are warming up enough to get that wintry mixture in early overnight. Eventually, though, some of these dry areas will work in and result in just more drizzly conditions. And as you can see, even early overnight, we do have some rain trying to work in. So eventually, we get into that drizzly territory. So for the snowfall and sleet forecast, still 3 to 5. We're already there at the 3 end of the range. May pick up a little more overnight. A lot of that falls before midnight. Then we should see more in the way of drizzly conditions going into the overnight hours. Here we are tomorrow morning. Definitely a wintry mixture of drizzly conditions across the state line. We get to about 9 o'clock. There's that trailing end over the Dakotas moving through with a quick burst of flurries. Then we should be dry after that going into Saturday afternoon. So plan on slushy to slick roads through the overnight hours. Tomorrow morning, I still think you'll be able to navigate it if you take it slow. Could be slushy and icy in spots, but we are warming above freezing, so that'll help cut down on some of the iciness. And watch out for blowing snow and sub-zero wind chill values Saturday afternoon. Those winds really ramp on up across the area, and that's when that Arctic air arrives. We're above freezing by a little tomorrow morning, then down into the teens by tomorrow evening, down to 0, in fact, by tomorrow night. And we'll hold on to that Arctic air for a couple days into next week. You can see for 3 days in a row, we stay below 20 degrees. When we finally warm back up, looks like more rain and a little snow is in the extended forecast, Kristen.
All right, Alex, thanks for that forecasting. Coming up.